Welcome students, today I am going to explain you another topic, that is acids and metal carbonate. We will talk about the reaction between acid and that of the metal carbonate. Over here you will see a reaction, that is the dilute acid is added to the calcium carbonate, so carbon dioxide gas is formed and salt is being produced. Over here limestone is made up of calcium carbonate, limestone made up of calcium carbonate, which contain calcium, carbon and oxygen. During the reaction, physiol effervescence is usually seen and heard. This effervescence is due to the presence of the carbon dioxide. This is the reaction. Over here you will see acid react with that of the metal carbonate, form metal salt and carbon dioxide, and water is being released. Now we will talk about the test of the carbon dioxide. What is the test of the carbon dioxide? You will take the carbonates and acid in a test tube, and over there carbon dioxide gas is being generated, which is transferred to the next test tube. In that test tube, lime water is being present. It is of a transparent color, but when it will react with that of the carbon dioxide, so it will convert it to that of the milky white in color. Carbon dioxide is heavier than air, that's why it is collected in the downward position. If any gas which is heavier than that of lighter than that of the air, it is collected in the upward direction. Now we will talk about the reaction of lead carbonate and nitric acid. Number one, the lead carbonate is added to the nitric acid. Carbon dioxide bubbles will be produced over there. The quantity of lead carbonate must be equivalent to that of the acid, so all the acid will be utilized. After that, lead carbonate that have not reacted is removed by that of the simple filtration method. The filtrate is carefully heated to evaporate the water. The white compound is left behind. This compound is the lead nitrate. Now we will talk about the reaction, chemical equation of this reaction. Over here you will see the chemical equation. This is the chemical equation, that is nitric acid react with lead carbonate, produce lead nitrate plus carbon dioxide and water. This is the chemical equation of this reaction of that lead carbonate with that of the nitric acid. Now we will talk about the did you know, which is given over here. If the sulfuric acid is added to a marble chips, the marble chips is of the calcium carbonate, the reaction soon stops. This is because the salt calcium sulfate is insoluble and form a film around the marble chip, preventing more acid getting to the marble and reacting with that. Okay. Now we will talk about the carbonates and baking cakes. You know that baking soda is being used in that of the baking of the cake. Baking soda is the mixture of bicarbonate of soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate, and a weak acid, that is tartaric acid, called as the cream of tart. Whenever the bicarbonate of soda is heated or reacted with that of acid, carbon dioxide is given off. Because of the bubbles of this carbon dioxide, the cake will be rise. That's why baking soda is being used in the cake. The reaction between an acid and carbonate is useful in that of the baking of the cake. Because of this reaction, carbon dioxide is evolved, and this carbon dioxide is useful for the rising of that of the cake. Okay. Now we will talk about the acid and metal oxide, that is the reaction between acids and that of the metal oxide. Okay, over here you will see a reaction, that is the acid react with that metal oxide, form the metal salt and the water. Now we will talk about the reaction between copper oxide and sulfuric acid. This is the reaction. What happening over here? Copper oxide added into that of the sulfuric acid and warm. After forming, the copper oxide dissolves and the solution turns blue because of the presence of the copper oxide. Copper oxide is in blue in color, so the solution becomes blue. More copper is added until no more dissolved. Means you have to make a saturated solution. This means the acid has been used up. Until all the acid will be used, you have to make a saturated solution. What happening afterwards? Any copper oxide that has not reacted is removed by a simple way of the filtration. After filtration, the filtrate is carefully heated to evaporate some of the water. Then it is left to cool. Blue crystals of copper sulfate starts to form. These blue crystals starts to form when you heat it. This is the reaction. Over here you will see sulfuric acid react with the copper oxide to form the copper sulfate plus water. In the molecular form, you will see that copper oxide react with the sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate plus water. Okay, this is a whole for today. Okay, this is the work which you have to complete in your chemistry copy. Question number 7, 8, 9. Over here in question number 8 written CaCO3. This 3 is in a small form. You have to write it in the bottom of O. Okay, 10, 11, 12 and 13 questions. These all are the questions which you have to complete in your chemistry copy. Thank you.